Well, first off, happy holidays, all that good stuff. We gonna do something different today. If you haven't heard, TikTok is getting, I don't know, they might ban it. People might buy it. I don't know what's gonna go on with that. I'm not super into TikTok. However, there's a video I do want to react to some like messed up TikTok stories. So let's look at it, let's talk about it, and maybe RIP TikTok, maybe not. Either way it goes, let's get into it. Let's do it.
TikTok. Though with each video you watch, you start to realize that something is off. You get the impression that Zhao is being used, abused, and bullied for exposure, mostly from what looks like her own family. Now obviously the other person, which seems to be a relative, is laughing while doing it, so you could maybe consider this as a stunt where Zhao pretends to be pissed off. And there really are some videos that seem to be scripted and planned out, where Zhao also seems to know what's going on. But there are also numerous videos which don't look staged at all. Sometimes Zhao even becomes physical, trying to attack people who mock her. Others in the comments also point out they feel bad about how she's being treated, and so the sentiment is definitely leaning towards it not being a stunt to garner attention, but rather her being taken advantage of, at least in some videos. According to people on the internet, Zhao suffers from primordial dwarfism and forms of intellectual disabilities. It's unclear how old she is. The ages range from 14 up to 36. Initially, Zhao built her platform mostly on Chinese social media sites. With the rising popularity, she would lean towards more Western platforms, and her content would also get cross-posted there. I haven't seen too many discussions surrounding Zhao on bigger social media sites here in the West, but there were a few posts on Reddit talking about it. Zhao. Has anyone else heard of her? I think she's a disabled 33-year-old Chinese woman, and she's been going viral lately. People have been racist to her, saying they want to cause her physical harm, and just overall being terrible to her. Her parents are apparently abusing her. Some translators have said she's repeatedly telling them to stop filming. She clearly seems to be in distress or upset in all of the videos. It feels like she's being provoked. And there was even a video.
Look, man, I always thought like recording disabled people and stuff like that was just, I don't know, man. It's not something I would ever do. I would never record, even for just like, even if they were happy and I made them happy in that moment, just let them live in the moment. Why do you have to record everything for validation and everything? It's a sick world we live in where like you can just, I don't know, use disabled and mentally disabled people for money and clicks and all this craziness. It's it's sad, man. That's like, yeah, sad. I've never heard of this lady, but I've dealt with plenty of disabled people. It's not cool. And it's just like, just the stress, like they already have their own things that they're going through, whether it's mentally, physically, pain, whatever, and now they gotta be like this dancing monkey for the world to laugh at or, you know, make fun of. It's a sad state of affairs, and it's all for money. At the end of the day, people would do anything for a little bit of money in their pockets, whether it's abuse their own family or just some dude walking down the street minding his business.
Well, they had her in trash bags and swung her around, but people are too busy mocking her to care. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to show here because certain videos are clear cases of bullying, even though in the descriptions it says that no harm was caused. Comments are mostly from people telling the man to leave Zhao alone.
It looks like we got it all. And for the lowest prices in town.
Last video was uploaded on the 12th of December last year. This caused people to claim that Zhao passed away, but there has been no evidence for this claim. Shortly after these rumors, Zhao started uploading again and is uploading to this date. It remains unclear if she's being used by relatives or if she's aware of what's happening at all times. Also, just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date. In the expansive world of social media, Matthew Lanny emerged as a prominent figure, presenting himself as a beacon of medical expertise on TikTok. Clad in professional attire and filming within hospital settings, Lanny garnered a significant following, purportedly offering advice on HIV and AIDS. However, his facade crumbled when Lanny was arrested attempting to infiltrate a Johannesburg hospital, adorned in medical gear. The subsequent release of his viral footage depicting his chaotic arrest, with Lanny vehemently protesting his innocence amidst the turmoil, and sparked debates about the legality of his actions and the
If you're getting medical advice from TikTok, look, man, I get it. TikTok is for kids, so it's like easy to get lost in the sauce, especially if you a young person. Like, I get it, bro. But there be grown-ups that get advice and stuff from TikTok. Don't get your medical advice from TikTok. If you got some stuff going on, go to your doctor. Go to your personal patrician, whatever. Let them figure out what's wrong with you. Don't run to social media. Social media isn't gonna help you. I'm not saying, look, obviously there's some people that are probably medically, educated, and they probably know certain things, and I can't really speak for them, but I know there's got to be a host of people that's on there that's telling you all types of BS that's going to get you jacked up and that's going to have you worse than what you were already. Just like there was like some Asian doctor that was telling people to smack themselves in order to heal them from like all types of random stuff. Like, I think some lady ended up dying because she had diabetes, and instead of taking her insulin, she was just smacking herself. Do you know how insane that is? Like, seriously, do you know how crazy that is? What kind of medical advice is that? There's probably hundreds of fools out there that are like telling people to do things that's detrimental to their health. Listen, do better. Don't go to your nearest ER if you're having problems. Stop scrolling. I know it's hard. I get it. It's hard to get off your phone, and the attention span is, but do better.
The prevalence of fraudulent medical practitioners in South Africa.
Can everybody please get out?
No,
Everybody must go out.
No. Why jump to the police?
I didn't.
I was with you, man.
I didn't.
I go to the driver.
I did not.
Who is this? Who is this?
Despite lacking the qualifications and experience necessary to dispense accurate medical advice, Lanny's charismatic persona and convincing portrayal garnered millions of views and tens of thousands of followers, who placed their trust in his supposed expertise. Looking back, it's funny how he's LARPing as this expert type of guy. He was really feeling himself.
So she was referred yesterday from the clinic with an acute appendicitis. Then she was booked for theater, but I re-examined her, did an ultrasound, and then her appendix is perfectly fine. However, she does have a inflammation on a gallbladder, which is indicative of a prognosis of an acute cholecystitis.
Furthermore, Lanny's arrest shed light on broader issues
Look, it sounds good. I guess I can see how people could fall for it, because he talking the talk and he's speaking with confidence like he done said this stuff 1,000 times. But that's what con artists do. You know the motherfuckers that call your phone and act like they trying to sell you something? That's a con artist. Those are the people that are just selling you a dream. He's doing it on TikTok to get followers or whatever. And like, is he just walking in the hospital too? Like, obviously he can't work at these hospitals. So is he just walking through the hospital recording videos like he's a doctor? Or like, I don't know, I'm so confused. they definitely got this man hooked up to this chair and stuff. Like they about to roll him through Arkham Asylum or whatever. Like he looked crazy as hell.
Concerning the oversight of online content, particularly in regions where fraudulent practices may go unchecked. For things so important like medical advice, people should be certified to make this type of content, and there needs to be stricter measures to combat such deceptive behavior. On YouTube, for instance, you sometimes will have a label under the video confirming that the people in the videos are certified doctors or experts. Lenny claimed that he received a medical degree from the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. The institution said that this wasn't the case. He even lied to the authorities when he was asked to give his name by giving them a fake name of a guy who was a second-year medical intern at a hospital. Lie after lie. I guess it's quite fitting since he faked his entire online persona. Strikingly, according to the Ministry of Health, this is only one of 124 arrests of such cases in South Africa, so this definitely is a widespread issue plaguing the country. In the aftermath of
To help protect from HIV, I prep without pills.
With Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of HIV without daily PrEP pills. With one shot every other month, just...
Look, they killing me with these YouTube joints, but I ain't paying. I'm not paying. Look, I ain't paying. Let's go ahead.
Not prevent other sexually transmitted...
Lenny's arrest, questions lingered about the reliability of information disseminated on social media platforms and the responsibility of both content creators and consumers in discerning fact from fiction. Luke Rockwell, famously known as the TikTok English teacher, faced a significant setback when he was arrested in Thailand on September 3, 2023. The arrest stemmed from allegations of engaging in sexual activity with a 16-year-old girl. Despite a sizable TikTok following with over 1.3 million followers, Rockwell's actions stirred controversy by challenging legal limits and cultural norms.
And she was clutching her tummy, complaining about the pain in that area. I kept on asking her questions until she told me about this man she called Teacher Luke. My daughter said the first time they had sex, Teacher Luke used protection, but after he did not use any, she trusted him. Teacher Luke told her to keep everything a secret until she turned 18. He told my daughter that he loved her and would let her come live with him when she's no longer a minor.
Despite the legal age of consent in Thailand being 15, differing views emerged regarding Rockwell's liability, fueling discussions across social media platforms. Rockwell's ascent to fame was built on his knack for making English learning engaging.
So the legal age of consent is 15 over there? I had no idea. Look, you know better. You know better. Not that it matters. This dude is obviously a freak that deserves to... Bro, 15? Teacher Luke? What the hell is going on with all this? Man, I'll never understand some of this stuff, man. I'll never understand some of these weirdos that go to other countries. Look, if you trying to find love and you don't want to find it in America, I'm not necessarily mad at you. I understand what's going on over here, and I get it. But when you go into these other countries and you trying to pick up these kids, bro.
Engaging and accessible. Employing creative storytelling, role-playing scenarios, and language challenges, he not only aided viewers in enhancing their language skills, but also cultivated a strong sense of community among his followers.
I didn't realize until I moved to Thailand how much I hate ties. They're just too hot to wear around your neck.
He was working at private Christian schools in Thailand. There, he decided to DM a 16-year-old girl on Instagram, and it quickly got romantic, leading to both being in a relationship. Keep in mind that Luke was 29 at the time, and obviously in an authoritative position. For instance, in Germany, the age of consent is actually 14, but if you abuse your position, for example as a teacher, trainer, mentor, etc., to date someone who is 14, then that will constitute a legal offense. Luke may have been worried that this might apply to his situation as well, since he told the girl to keep their relationship a secret until she turned 18. The girl kept...
So it's 14 in Germany, 15 in Thailand. I'm not sure if these are places I would ever want to visit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. No, I take that back. Cause it's not like it's such a slippery fucking slope, bro. And it's not like, look, I wouldn't go there to find no chicks anyways. I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. But it's like, in his head, he's not doing anything wrong. I mean, he's in a position of authority over her, so I guess that's where the dilemma comes in. But if he didn't happen to be her teacher, I guess it wouldn't fucking matter. That shit is crazy, yo. That's nuts to even fathom. If I had kids over there and it just would be whatever, like 30 years old and she's 15, 14, just doesn't matter. And it's messed up because he seemed like a nice guy. He's helping people with their language skills and all that stuff. But even he knows it's wrong, or he tried to hide it. He tried to make her wait till she was 18 because in his head, he knows, yeah, this ain't really cool and everybody's gonna judge me, which they should. They should judge you, bro. She's a kid. You're an American. You know it's wrong. No matter what if he didn't think it was wrong, then you wouldn't even had a problem with it, because over there, it is what it is. There's too many of these weird ass freaks like this just walking around thinking everything is cool. Too many of them.
Kept it quiet for the most part, but everything got exposed when she went to the doctor and was diagnosed with chlamydia and gonorrhea, which she allegedly got from the intercourse with Luke.
So not only did you're handing out diseases on top of that. You're not a medical expert. You're just, a teacher or whatever, but you're not even smart enough. Look, bro, you know if you have a disease. You just know. I'm not about to even play this game where motherfuckers act like they never knew or nothing like that. This dirty motherfucker knew he had a disease. And he still ran up in that little girl. So on top of burning her, I'm not gonna keep pausing it, but shit, god damn it.
Now you could argue that this isn't pretty evidence for the existing relationship. While this is true, Luke would do a pretty good job at exposing himself because he filmed his intercourse with her, which is definitely against the law and is by definition production of CP. The police set up a sting operation and arrested him. All of his social...
I'm not gonna pause it anymore after this. I'm gonna try not to. But this dirty motherfucker filmed it. You never know. You never know who you're dealing with. Stop following these. Well, I'm not gonna tell you not to follow these people because obviously he must have been giving good information when it comes to like educational purposes. But shit like this just shows you never really know somebody. You don't know what's in their closets, those skeletons. You don't know. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they've done. And like, when you find out shit like that turns your stomach. Now you gotta unfollow him and shit. You can't take back the money that he made off of you. That's for life. God, this guy is sick.
Socials are privatized, but there was one clip, which in retrospect is quite fitting.
The age of consent in America is 18 years old. In Germany, it's 14 years old.
Kimberly May Polashek, who went by CutieFox91 on TikTok, was a fairly small TikToker, but she uploaded a ton. The first few TikToks were of her family, mostly children, or the regular cringy TikToks.
I'm lazy, I'm cool, I dominate the school. You may think I'm fat, you may think I'm lazy, I'm just doing me, so you don't faze me.
Just looking at her account, there really isn't anything suspicious. The more disgusting part was her offline behavior. In mid-2022, Kimberly was taken into custody after the Portsmouth Police Department received a disturbing tip from a concerned citizen regarding a possible assault involving a juvenile victim. Investigators said they quickly identified the victim and contacted his parents. When questioned about the assault, The parents said they had no knowledge of any such incident involving their son. Furthermore, the victim's parents told investigators that they were under the impression their 12-year-old son had slept over at his friend's house the previous night. When police rushed to Kimberly's house, she was quickly arrested and the boy was found asleep in the apartment. While Kimberly's husband was at work, she would have intercourse with the boy and would allow him to smoke weed. Interesting to notice also that before she was arrested, she just recently got her young children back from Child Protective Services. The source reportedly said that CPS had monitored the couple for over a year and that the children will now remain at the home with their father. She even made a post about this on her Facebook account. There were a few posts on her Facebook which were pretty alarming, like this one, where she said, "This house is so quiet when you're gone. Thoughts of us are stuck in my head. I can't live this life without you in it. I hope one day I get to see your smiling face again." This message could be understood both ways. She either means her own kids or that one boy she got caught with. She also added, quote, "Please don't come into my kids' lives and treat them like family before they were taken, and once we get them back, want nothing to do with them." It's unclear to me what she refers to here, but it seems like a family dispute. The judge set her bond at $400,000 and she remains imprisoned up until her court hearing.
Look, man, and this is something that doesn't get talked about enough, because we love to demonize all the guys and stuff because it's horrible. There's way too many females and stories of females sleeping with underage dudes. Way too many stories. And it's so easy for people to sweep it under the rug because it's like, oh, they're boys, they want to do it anyway. That doesn't make anything okay. Especially when you grew up in the hood, most of those guys slept with older chicks. Like, it's creepy as fuck and scary as hell. I would never want my boy to end up trying to sleep. My kids aren't sleeping at nobody's house. First off, like, that's already been, that shit is stamped. My kids don't do sleepovers. But it's like, you gotta worry about weirdos like this. Some weird ass chick sneaking into her son's room and doing stuff to the boy, and the boy don't know no better. He probably like, oh, I get to mess with an older chick. But it's just as scary, it's just as disgusting as when a man does it to a girl. There ain't no difference. I don't want to hear none of that. It's just as messed up. This chick is gross. They didn't really say why the husband went. I'm guessing the husband did some weird stuff too. Put them both under the jail. But yeah, there's too many female teachers, whatever, in the school that be messing with these boys. There's so many stories. I hear about a story every other fucking month about some lady that was sleeping with some students. And they don't even be looking like they sad about it, and like they little like, they like jail photos and shit, you know, like they be looking like it is what it is. We gotta normalize demonizing these females just like we do these dudes. Because at the end of the day, they're all pieces of shit. Period.
Which should have already happened, but I haven't been able to find an update on this. This is more on the mysterious side than truly dark or disturbing. Cody Randall, a lawyer who relocated to an Atlanta apartment complex in 2021, found himself embroiled in a real-life mystery. It all began innocuously with flyers advertising a Chinese restaurant cluttering the building's doors.
I think something sketchy's been going on in my apartment complex for some while now, because they say the building's full, but I never see anyone here. And now let's talk about Chinese menus. I watched the guy put these up. He did it on Friday. It's now Sunday. Are you really telling me people live here, but no one on my floor has come in or out of their building in 3 days? Like, what is going on here?
As days passed without removal, Cody, realizing the abnormality, coined the situation Menugate and documented it, sparking widespread intrigue. Cody's TikTok playlist gained immense traction, attracting 1.5 million views within days. When Cody bought the apartment building, the sellers told him that it'd be full with hundreds of people, but after he lived there for a while, he soon realized that he couldn't find anyone there. While he could have easily faked this, the next bit was far more convincing. Things took a sinister turn as Cody delved deeper into the mystery. Exploring the parking lot, he uncovered a sea of abandoned cars covered in dust. raising suspicions about the true occupancy of the supposedly bustling complex.
There's more cars here than there are apartments. Closer inspection, some of these cars don't look like they've moved for a while. Okay, we're gonna check the other floors. It's again plenty of cars, but also that's been there for a minute. This one too. Like, we're on the 5th floor now. It's getting a little bit empty. I mean, it is 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, but I mean, for the amount of people that are supposed to live here, there should be more cars.
After a closer look, he realized that the tags of the cars were years out of date. In later videos, he showed that the building is infested with snakes, further showing that there is no maintenance in the building and that it overall looks abandoned. The disappearance of all flyers heightened tensions, with Cody's encounters with elusive residents fueling paranoia. There are a few theories as to what's going on. Some speculate that it might be a corporate building that is only used when it's needed, and otherwise they just leave it as is. Another theory is that all of this is fake and that he set it up, which wouldn't surprise me, but I haven't seen an explanation for the cars covered in dust, which seems to be the most convincing part about this entire thing. He also has a reputation to lose, so I'm not sure if faking it would even be worth it. Despite theories
That's like some ghost story type shit. He's the only one there. A bunch of cars with dust on it. I don't know. I mean, I guess him faking it could result, like, if he faked the whole thing just to get followers and money, like, it's possible, but how do you fake the cars? The Chinese menus, maybe, I guess, but it's like the cars, you can't really fake a bunch of empty, well, it's not like he can walk into the fucking apartments, I guess, but let's
ranging from practical to speculative. Cody maintains an active presence on TikTok, offering legal advice to his 447,000 followers, while navigating the enigmatic world of Menugate. So this is a very disgusting person that was initially uploading to Omegle, and later also created a TikTok account. On her account, she would show skinned and burned animals, their skeleton, and so on. Now, this might have been a copycat, since there's no way to confirm for sure if this was the original account, but the account was getting quite a lot of traction. It was obviously getting messed with.
Now we're getting into like the real deep and disgusting part of this stuff. Because if you're killing animals, I'm pretty sure that's like a sign of like a psychopath, like a premeditated, like a person that's ready to commit murder. If you're killing animals and you're burning them alive and skinning them, murder stuff, psychopath stuff.
Reports leading to the ban of the account, but there's one more interesting thing. According to a few users, the person behind these accounts was charged and is in jail now, but this seemed to be a rumor at first since there was no way of confirming it. Her activities seemed to have stopped, and law enforcement was indeed involved, which revealed her identity. Crystal Cherica Scott, a 19-year-old woman from Indiana, was selling Animal Crush videos on the internet. The procedure of obtaining the animals is also really heartless. She would go out of her way to look for families giving away their pet for free. She would take these pets and film her videos. She was sentenced to 30 months in prison and given 5 years of supervised release. In total,
that doesn't seem like not even close to enough time. Look, if you're killing animals, it's only a matter of time before you try to move up the fucking totem pole and start trying to kill people. 30 months? I don't know. It seems like she should have got a little bit longer. I'm not saying she should go for, well, maybe she should go as long as it would take for them to murder people. People love animals. People love animals more than they love other people. So it's like, I love animals. Is 30 months long enough? Y'all tell me, is 30 months long enough?
The FBI was able to recover 3 dogs, 12 cats, and several reptiles from her home. All of them were doing fine at the time of their rescue. The sentencing seems very mild. I don't exactly know if this is the only consequence she'll face, because earlier 7 years of prison time and a fine of $250,000, as well as 3 years of supervised release were in the room, but she apparently took a deal for only a 30 months prison sentence, which seems to be on the very low end.
Look at her face, she doesn't even give a shit. You see that? She has no remorse. That's the eyes of a killer. That's the eyes of a damn killer.
TikToker Adam Risk staged a fake kidnapping of his girlfriend, a move that initially seemed like a romantic gesture, but soon ignited intense debates on social media regarding the boundaries of humor and the ethical implications of online content creation. Initially, the pranks were harmless and gained a lot of attention. Now the obvious issue at hand is, if this isn't faked or staged, then it's a 50-50 type of deal, and she either accepts and it's wholesome, or she flat out declines and it's embarrassing. However, stuff like this also can really put you in an uncomfortable situation, where you feel pressure to agree to the proposal, otherwise you'll make yourself pretty unpopular with the people surrounding you. Adam took it to the next level, staging a fake kidnapping to propose to her again.
Alright, just finish the 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Please.
Many questioned whether the girlfriend had given genuine consent to participate in the prank, and raised concerns about the lack of consideration for emotional well-being. Oh,
I'm interested in trying these new weight loss.
That's a horrible fucking idea. It's like, that's not even like romantic or anything. What if she would have pissed herself or some shit because of how scared she was? Think she's gonna accept your marriage proposal with a bunch of piss in her pants? No, probably not. Fucking idiot. That's some idiot. That's some annoying shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, why would you even play with her like that? These people. Sometimes I just don't know what to think about society. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
not uncommon. Fake hostage and assassination pranks, where the person that is being pranked is clueless, happened a few times.
Are you okay? It's gonna be alright, dude. It's gonna be alright.
This was a prank from a YouTuber named Sam Pepper, where the guy that's being pranked 100% didn't know what was going on, and where he thought that his friend just got executed next to him, while he himself was tied to the chair. That's just completely insane, and can truly traumatize someone for their entire life. Strangely, the prank from Adam wasn't even that badly received, with multiple people in the comments wanting this to be a trend and laughing about it. But it's TikTok. People there are kinda brain dead anyway. Marie Ann Oliver Snow, or Snow the Soul Queen, or also known as Yandere Freak, was a TikToker with roughly 1.5 million followers. She was well known for cosplaying, but obviously also for something way more sinister. I think cosplaying as a term is familiar to most of you, but let me still give an explanation. When people dress up in costumes and or use makeup to represent characters from anime, manga, video games or movies. Usually they not only look like the characters, they also try to imitate them. She would make numerous TikToks dressed up in some of these characters, mostly, from what I can tell, anime or movies, but I'm by no means an expert, nor does it really matter. Coming to the dark part of her story. She and a friend of hers traveled to Texas. There, they were filming TikToks at a graveyard, pretty much dancing on the graves and being overall extremely disrespectful. As a reaction to the backlash she received, she said that she had permission to film there, not really understanding why it could be morally wrong to do what she did. Also, contrary to what she claimed, the cemetery superintendent wrote this message, pretty much denying that she had any permission, and that he would be willing to take legal action to the fullest extent if she ever showed up there again. Well, Snow couldn't care less about the backlash. She went out of her way to mock the entire situation even further. She also started a GoFundMe, allegedly for sick kittens, but just used the money for herself, which is obviously illegal, since it is fraud. Anyway, let's fast forward to the 17th.
I'm not like this super. I know anime is like everybody loves anime and that's like the cool thing or whatever. I'm not the anime guy. I'm not here to lie to you. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. That's about as far as I got with anime type stuff. Period. I like comic books. I like superhero stuff. Batman, Spider-Man. I don't watch anime. I don't really see, like I said, don't kill me, but I don't really see the appeal. It's cool, like they got powers and all that stuff. Some of that stuff is kind of cool to watch. It's not really for me. Like I said, Dragon Ball Z is about to fly as far as I got. Dancing on people's graves and stuff. Is there nothing people won't do for $1? Like, okay, you like to dress up as your favorite characters. Cool. Plenty of people do that, I guess. But why are you dancing on people's graves in Texas? Do you even know anybody in Texas? Like, why are you in Texas doing this? Like, why are you doing it at all? Is there nowhere else you can film a video and dance and do your anime power stuff? Like, freak and all that. The way she was acting, she looked like a ghost. Like, I don't know why she was doing all this fast moving and shit. That's like some shit out the Ring. Like, shit like that gives me nightmares. Like, she's somebody I would run from in my dream. But you know, in your dreams you can't run fast. It's almost like you in quicksand and shit. So like, I wouldn't be able to get away, but I definitely will run from her. She scared the shit out of me.
18th of January 2021. A girl named Helen, 5 other friends, and Snow were at their apartment. They were drinking quite a lot. Snow was also smoking weed as well. Snow and one of the friends were in the garage, where she found a pistol from one of their ex-boyfriends. I think you know where this is going. And she took it with her to the room. There, all of them were watching a movie, and Snow came up with the idea to pull it out and mess with it. One of the friends told her to use it on her, and Snow raised it on her head, but quickly lowered it again. Helen wanted to join in and asked Snow to do the same to her. So Snow aimed at her, but this time actually pulled the trigger. And unfortunately, it worked. After police arrived, Snow and her friends claimed that they didn't know it was loaded. At the hospital, Helen barely survived, but there was almost no brain activity, which caused her to pass away 2 days later. Now the crazy part is that Snow just continued posting on TikTok as if
Yeah, let's play around with guns, you know? So smart. Let's act like we're shooting each other with fucking guns. Like, what is this? Is this like some type of fucking bad movie or something like that? Like, people really do this shit? You don't play with guns. You just don't. Unless you're really gonna use them motherfuckers. Like, why would you play with your friend and act like you're shooting them? You're not supposed to point a gun at anybody. Look at this lady. She looks fucking scary as fuck. Like, I don't know why she did. Oh, that shit's creepy as fuck to me. That shit gives me shivers for real, yo.
If nothing happened, and in Helen's college, no one knew the true circumstances of her passing. Honestly, this would have been a perfect entry in my disgusting banned TikTok users video, because the TikToks she posted after taking Helen's life are super disgusting.
We've got to hide the body! There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit!
Will you help me hide the body? I'm getting ripped tonight! R.I.P. then! Yes, boy!
There's not a single sign of remorse. She wasn't even banned after all of this, but rather decided to take down her accounts across all social medias, since the news finally reached the mainstream media. Moreover, after paying a bond of $20,000, Snow was let go. However, prosecutors wanted to revoke the bail in August 2021, since Snow was violating the conditions of release. She failed to comply with certain guidelines, which are absolutely necessary for a bond to stay in effect. But as we already established so far, Snow doesn't seem to care about anything. Now the next court hearing was on the 21st of October 2021 in Harris County's 230th Criminal District Court, but it is just for an evidence exchange. There's no trial date for this case. It has been over a year and there's just no further information. A TikToker shared a video showing her interaction with an intruder who broke into her second-floor apartment while she was dancing at home. Initially, you cannot see the man in the footage, but in the second half of the video, she manages to record him.
Who are you?
Alexa, off. Who are you? Who are you? Please get out. Please get out. No, please get out. Yes. Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now. Please get out of my apartment right now. Get out. Get out. Hello? Please come in. Yeah.
Tell me this.
That is creepy as fuck. How the fuck? So is there like another door, or like did he? I don't think that was a balcony. So there's like doors, but it looked like she was up on some stairs, right? So does she is that like a fire exit? I'm so fucking confused. Jeez, yikes.
The man can be heard asking stuff like, "Am I your friend?" and "Are you sure?" when she responded that she wasn't friends with him. Towards the end, she knocked on her neighbor's door and fled inside. There were a few updates on this one. The first one has copyrighted music, so let me break it down. She basically says that she is on the lookout for a safe house ever since the incident and shared the name of the intruder. It's a guy that goes by Angel Moises Rodriguez Gomez. This man is 36 years old and was a...
This motherfucker looks crazy as fuck. Then he has like this weird ass Harry Potter scar on his head. Like this motherfucker then got into a duel with Voldemort and probably lost. Like, this guy is a freak. How do you even live in that apartment after that? How do you go to sleep that night? If I was high, I'd have left. I don't know where I would have went, but I'd have went to my mama house. Somebody crib out and got the fuck up out of there. If he can just walk in and like, are you not locking your doors or whatever? Like, what's going on with today's people? Like, are you so into like your phone that you're not even smart enough to lock the doors after you walk in the house?
arrested by US Customs and Immigration Enforcement. He faced 5 charges and was found guilty. She also told BuzzFeed the following, quote, "In the days following the break-in, Hannah learned that the man lived in the building across the street from her. The morning after the incident, she told the leasing office what happened and they brought him in for questioning. When his story didn't align with Hannah's video evidence, the police were able to call him down to the station. He pretty much exposed himself when he admitted to climbing my balcony, but lied and said that he was invited up." She further says, "Multiple women in Hannah's building have told her that they've also had uncomfortable encounters with the same man. To me, by this video going viral, it serves some sort of justice," she said. "He won't be able to get away with what he's done, and that helps me feel a little bit better. However, he's still a danger. He's still walking freely, and that's not okay." She also takes MMA classes now for self-defense, and there was one final update, which I can show you in its entirety.
The other day I interviewed on the Dr. Oz show. I was originally super excited. I thought it was going to be great. It did not turn out how I anticipated whatsoever. So, long story short, gentleman from the show ends up just saying what a crappy job I did at handling the situation with my intruder, talked about all of the things that I did wrong, and then, which is fine, what got me was he spent a lot of time showing off all of this security shit and just little devices that you can use or buy, and then ends the segment with "Stay prepared, not scared." So I just want to piggyback off of that now. I can talk. Stay prepared, not scared. Buy yourself a firearm, learn how to use it, take up some self-defense classes, and take control of your life. Don't be a sheep. God bless all of you.
I mean, if you have been watching my videos for a while, it should go without saying that a Ring doorbell camera or CCTV cameras around your house are definitely a worthwhile investment. but to blame her specifically for what happened is really odd. I didn't check all of the interviews myself, but if she is saying the truth, then it's definitely not her fault that this.
Yeah, that's messed up. Like, how could she anticipate some weirdo walking into her fucking apartment? She can't anticipate that. She should, you know, be more, she should be locking doors and shit like that. Hell yeah, I don't know what that was about. And if you live alone, whether you're a guy, female, whatever the fuck, whatever you identify as, if you live alone, you always need protection, period. There's always a weirdo, there's always a creep, there's always somebody out there that's willing to do bad things to other people. Don't fall for none of the bull crap. Don't fall for it. The world is not sunshine and roses and everything is all sweet and stuff. That's just not the world we live in. It's the real world. There's bad people out here, people that'll take advantage of you. They'll do anything. Protect yourselves, yo. Man, really puts some things in perspective, like TikTok, you know, like there's a lot of weirdos on TikTok, and money, fame, people are doing anything to get money, anything to be famous, whether it's hurt other people or you just really don't know who people are in their private lives. They're sick in the head, they're weird, creepy. They do things to people who are either disabled or people that are younger than them. They're in an authority position, or they're just creeps that walk into your house without fucking, I don't know, man. If y'all want to see more of this TikTok stuff, we can go down that rabbit hole together. I'm kind of creeped out. Might have to watch me a happy movie or something to get to watch some of this disturbing shit off of me, you know? Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Salute.